Before getting into the Watermark graphs and the Sentech graphs with the Trellis dashboard app, I do think it's important to have a good understanding of the different layers of the soil profile. So I'm not going to read through this slide here that I have, but I think it's a good graphic to kind of explain a few things that all of us probably once knew, but maybe don't always remember. I'll give you a chance to maybe pause the video here and look over this slide. So to kind of break down the root profile, as a rule of thumb, if you were to divide the roots into fourths, the 40% of your roots are in the top 25%, and another 30% are in the next 25%. So in the top 50% of your rooting depth, you have 70% of your roots there. That, of course, is important in targeting the depths that we want to with sensors, and making irrigation decisions based off of the rooting depths that make the most sense. So Trellis uses two different types of sensors with the Watermark and the Sentech sensor. And the Watermark is measuring matrix potential. And you're welcome to pause this, but the best way that I can explain it is it's measuring suction, or how hard the plant has to work to get water. So if you think about a straw, what we're really asking is how hard do I have to suck from the straw to get the water out of the glass, for instance. Now if we're talking about the Sentech sensor, we're talking about volumetric water content. So volume of soil is 50% water, 50% air. And that airspace can be filled with water, or it can be partially filled with water. If it's completely filled with water, that's saturation. Field capacity here is the volume of water held by soil after gravity has drained the rest. And then your wilting point, or your permanent wilt point, is the volume of water adhered to the soil not available to plants. So what our graph, what you'll see on ours is three different colors. We have a blue zone, which is representing wet, or approaching the maximum water holding capacity. Green, which is good and where you want to be. And then red, which is representing the crop's permanent wilt point. Kind of a general thought on the two different graphs with the Trellis app. So this is the kilopascals, the kPa soil moisture tension graph for our Watermark sensors, and to the right here is our volumetric soil moisture for our Sentech sensors. And you can see here that there's this pattern where it's not really stair stepping, it's actually climbing up a little bit. And that's known as hydraulic redistribution root activity. So the plants are actually known to release water during the night, and that's what you're seeing here. So we get that a lot, people asking why is it going up at night, and that's the reason. And then for your Sentech sensors, a lot of times you'll see more of a stair step type of graph. As probably expected, the immediate surface layer, or the shallowest depth, will be the first to indicate when a wetting event occurs, provided that it's not subsurface drip irrigation. But in this graph, you can see that the moisture begins to increase at the 2-inch layer, which is this darker purple, and that's happening about 24 hours before the 14-inch layer starts to peak. So that is just to show you that that's not abnormal.